y'all, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you all for joining me for another Winning Wednesday. We're in the last week of the month of April. I mean, the year is really going by. So last week, the encouraging word was new eyes. And so we're going to kind of continue building on that a little bit with this week's word of encouragement. After you've gotten that spiritual examination of your eyes, now it's time to examine something else that a lot of times works in conjunction with what we see with our eyes. And so today, our encouraging words is testing of the heart. So a lot of times our motives and our actions, the things that we do, the things that we say, they are driven by what's in our heart. We act on those things that we truly believe in our heart, that we think we are doing right. That is what we act on. But the Lord is saying for us today in Jeremiah 17, verses 9 and 10, He is saying, the human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Who really knows how bad it is? But I, the Lord, I search all hearts and examine secret motives. I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve. And so I want to encourage you today that our heart can deceive us. And if you've been walking around and you have been thinking about things or a situation, or you've been viewing something in a certain way based on how you truly feel in your heart, I want you to think to yourself today, what is it that is really driving me in my heart to act this way and to respond this way? God is looking at our hearts. He is the one who can test what it is that we truly believe in our hearts today. So the things that we're doing and the situations that we find ourselves in right now today, we're responding to them based on what we truly believe is the right thing to do or the right response based on what we feel deep within our heart about that situation. But there may be some deceit going on with how you are responding to that situation. And God is going to reward us based on how we are feeling in our heart, which is causing us to respond. So now we know we had to get our eyes spiritually checked. Now we got to get our hearts spiritually checked, because God is looking at what we're doing and what we're really feeling in our hearts. Now, there are two ways that our heart can deceive us. One is in self-fulfillment, and the second is in advisement. So what we really think fulfills us doesn't always really fulfill us by earthly standards, right? That's what we naturally think is our fulfillment. That's by our earthly standards. But those things are temporary and not really often what we really need. But spiritual fulfillment is something that is lasting. And then likewise, advice, when we take it or when we do it in the moment, it can seem like it's right, but it can have some serious long-term effect. That's why last week we were saying, look with new eyes, look beyond what you can see right now temporarily. When you're looking at your situations and you're addressing them, look beyond what your heart is really feeling and test it against how the Lord would have it to be tested by. So test your heart by God's measurement, because He is the one that is just and that is kind and that is merciful. He knows the right response. He knows the right emotions that we should have in our hearts. So today, if you find yourself in a situation and it's not really feeling right, but you've been going at it with what you really believe is in your heart, I encourage you today to give that situation to the Lord and ask him to examine your heart. Ask him to show you, should you really be feeling this way about it? Because he is going to reward us based on what it is that we feel in our hearts today. So that is the encouraging word for this week, friends. Thank you all so much for joining me once again, supporting my channel. If this is your first time and you're new here, thank you and welcome to the G So Chic family. I thank you so much for joining in. If you don't want to miss out on any of these Winning Wednesday videos, go ahead and click the notification bell. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you'll be notified each week when I upload these videos. Thank y'all again, and I'll see y'all in the next one.